What's up guys, I'm Brian Majestowski and today we're going to learn the 360 flip. It looks a little something like this. .360 flip, tray flip, free flip, 360 pop shove it, kick flip, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. For the tray flip, you're going to want to have two tricks: 360 shove-its and kick flips. If you can pop your 360 shove-it, it's even better because you pop the tray flip, you already have the feeling of the 360 shove, and then you just add the kick flip and you'll pretty much have it. If you can't pop your 360 shoves, don't worry about it because you can learn them just as easily. It just may not be as comfortable at first. I'll do a 360 pop shove and kick flip for you guys right now. Alright, so with the tray flip, we already discovered that it's a 360 shove it and a kick flip. So now what you're going to want to do with your feet is get comfortable, have your feet, I recommend your feet being around somewhere in the middle of the board to start, maybe a little lower, and then put have your toes hanging off, wherever your toes start, off the board, so maybe I'm actually maybe like right about here is where I would start. Maybe like that line, right around there. That's where I'd hang my toes off. Hopefully this picture can give you a better idea of where to hang your toes off. The black line represents what I was talking about where your toes start, and the red line is approximately where you should hang your toes off. If you're I know the lines are pretty thick, so if you're in between that line or in that vicinity, you should be good with that scoop. So you're going to have your feet set up. Just set up for a tray flip right here. This picture represents and kind of shows you how you should set your feet up and how to where to hang, like how much foot you should have on, how much of your heel should be hanging off, and how much your toes should be hanging off. So obviously people's feet aren't this exact shape and this exact size, but if your feet are looking like this, I kind of have my front foot pointed at a 45-degree angle, my back foot just kind of have so that like pretty much my whole front toe, my whole big toe is hanging off, and then kind of let my other toes follow from there. Have my toes like this, and the most important part with the tray flip, you've probably seen this in all the videos, is the scoop, and it's definitely true. But one thing that I've kind of noticed when people scoop it is that they just kind of take their foot, they push it back. Well, what you really want to do for that to make it look really good is you want to take it and scoop it back like that. And you just take your foot and then bring it back. And then your foot pretty much is just like a guide. And it's kind of like that, and your other foot's going like that. So the whole reason you want to hang off your toes is so that, let's say your toes right here, your toes would hang off like this. Your toes go like this when you scoop it. Your toes kind of push against it, and it gives it that rotation. That was really a tray flip, but you get what I'm saying. One thing that you might want to do when you're learning the tray flip is before you even start to land it, try just kind of throwing it out. But what I mean by that is this. You're riding, just kind of throw it out there and get used to the flip, because there's no way you're going to be able to get there's no way you're going to land it if you can't flip it good. So just take it and see that when you just gotta get used to the full flip. One of the most common mistakes I've seen with tray flips, aside from under and over rotation, are the occasional land and you do one of these or one of these and you slip out. The reason for that is it could be one of two things, or both for that matter. It's that you're not going fast enough, and it's that your weight, you're not centered. You're either not centered when you start, or you're not centered in the air. So what I mean by you're not centered is your weight is, when you're going slower, I figure it's both things sometimes, because this is how I've noticed this when I do it. When you're going slower, stuff like this, and you bend down, and all your weight is in the front for a little bit. It's in the front longer because you're kind of setting up, getting ready for it. But when you're going faster, you just kind of bend and pop. So it might try not to stay down so long. Like don't do your trick be like down and I'm gonna do it now and no now. Don't Don't sit down there. Just kind of, it'll work better if you kind of hop on it and just kind of throw it out there, because when it's kind of like a spring. You just kind of go up and you'll come up a lot quicker, higher. Your feet will be kind of more, it'll be faster. And other things that I can think of as errors and how to fix them. Under rotation, what I mean by that is like one of these. You're getting the tray flip, you're spinning it good. You just gotta put more flick off your on your front foot. Another thing that I've seen is people get the tray flip and they get it like, they don't go the full way. So they'll go like over 270, which is halfway, but they won't get the full 360. They'll do it, and they'll stop. Oh no, it's this way probably. And they'll do like, they'll tic-tac out to get speed. It's just more scoop, because you want to be able to get that full flip around. And then yeah, the tray flip it's a pretty complicated trick to learn, pretty frustrating. But I mean, once you put those two tricks together and you kind of experiment with a little bit, I mean, for all I know, this could be completely wrong, just how I do them. But this is the most way I'm comfortable teaching you guys.
When you guys are learning your tray flips, try not to jump out to them. Try to keep them under your feet, because they're going to look a lot nicer and they're going to be easier to take off stuff like stairs and gaps once you get at that level. The way you can really do that, it's all pretty much in your back foot, that scoop again. You just gotta get the perfect scoop, and you just gotta kind of bring your foot and kind of swing it around and not just push it straight back.
Alright, now I'll show you guys the way that you should try to do your tray flips. If you can, don't worry about it. It may come to you eventually, you may not even realize it. But keep in mind that I'm doing it stationary or with little speed. If I was out on the street, I'd be able to give you a little bit better example. But yeah. Way you can practice this actually is if just go like in a parking lot and put your board like right on the parking lot line, like as you're doing 50-50. Stand there and right on the line, and then do the tray flip. If you land close to the line, you're doing good. If you kind of like wander out onto the other side, then you might want to try to scoop a little harder underneath your feet. Here we go. Right at the camera, look at that, not even going to the wall. Okay, now I'm going to try to demonstrate to you guys what I was talking about not shooting your trays out so far and keeping them under your feet. It may be a little hard for me to land this because I don't do them this way. This is just I'm doing it the wrong way as a demonstration, so I might not even land it, and I might not try to land it. Well, no, I'll try to land it, but I might not put it in the video because it's stupid to impede me for land it the wrong way. So I'll give you an example, I'll put it in slow-mo, and you guys will be able to see a little better. Oh God. So I did land it, and you can see that I pretty much crashed into the garage and the wall. Yeah. So I just did it the wrong way for you guys. Congratulations.